The Porter's value chain model. The Porter's value chain model shows how the different activities in an organization can create value. According to Michael Porter, these activities are related, and when interlinked with proper coordination, value can be achieved in an organization in terms of better quality products, high customer satisfaction and retention, and zero defects. Now, all organizations have activities. However, the main two activities are the ones we are going to discuss today. We have the primary activities and the secondary activities. The primary activities are the main activities of the day-to-day operations of the organization. You can talk about manufacturing and processing, assembling parts, transportation, testing of the materials, packaging, among others. The secondary activities are the support activities of the primary activities. They support the primary activities to function. For example, the human resource, the technology, procurement. For the primary activities to function, the secondary activities have to go along with them, and therefore they have to work together to create value in an organization. So let us discuss and look at the diagram more and appreciate the Porter's value chain model. Now, the Porter's value chain model is stipulated in a diagram where we're seeing the horizontal and the vertical items. Now, the horizontal items will be the secondary activities, and the vertical items will be the primary activities in an organization. And all of these are aimed to work together to achieve profits or to increase the margins or to increase the value of the products in an organization. Let's start by the first secondary activities, which is the farm infrastructure. These are activities that support the primary activities. For example, the farm infrastructure will include activities or departments such as finance, quality control, and management. For example, let us look at the finance. The finance has to ensure that there are funds available to produce goods and services. Finance at times will work with the procurement to ensure or verify that the goods coming into the organization through the inbound logistics are what was ordered in their specification and quality. So this coordination helps to create value or make sure that goods are produced of the right quality, hence securing higher profits. Let's go to our next one, the human resource. This involves activities concerned with recruiting, deploying, retaining, training and developing staff, and also taking care of their welfare, to mention but a few. Let us talk about the human resource. The human resource has to ensure that the staff employed all have to have the capabilities and the skills needed for the work in their various departments. For example, the receiving department, the processing department, the marketing and sales. All of these departments have to have staff who have the skills required to run the operations. And if need be, the human resource has to train and develop to improve on these skills in order to maximize the value of the organization. Let's go to our next activity. Technology development. This is concerned with the equipment to be used, the systems, the methods of work, and the product design and processes in the organization. For example, product designs will ensure products are safe For example, products that are packaged, the packaging material has to make sure that it is safe and can be easily protected from damage, and to also handle the various transportation depending on where they will be sold. Product technology and development will also look at the methods of work where human intelligence will be required or needed during the production process. That is concerned with the technology development. And lastly, in the secondary activities, we have the procurement department. Now, this department will ensure that all activities undertaken to acquire inputs for primary activities, for example, advertising, bidding, contract award and management, monitoring to ensure the outputs are produced as required. So the procurement oversees to ensure that all activities that are undertaken will bring results or profits. Therefore, we have to appreciate that the secondary activities also need to work together to ensure effective and better results. Now, let us proceed to the primary activities. We have the inbound logistics. These are activities that are mainly concerned with bringing goods into the organization. We have the activities that take place as receiving. When goods are brought in the organization, they are received. They are inspected to verify whether that was the right quality that was brought in and the quantity. Other things that are also checked are the expiry dates to ensure that the products coming in can really serve the organization and create and maximize value. Under the inbound logistics, we also have storing, ensuring that perishable goods are stored differently from the non-perishable goods. We have material handling. What kind of equipment are you going to use to handle the materials that are going to be received? When items are received in the organization, they will now go to the next stage, which is the operations. The operations involves transportation or transferring of the goods, the inputs into finished goods and services. Therefore, here we'll have activities like assembling the parts that have been brought in. We'll have testing. We'll have manufacturing, producing the goods and services. We have maintenance, ensuring that quality remains the same. This is operations. Now, when the goods are processed, they leave the organization. That will take us to the next step, the outbound logistics. Now, the outbound logistics involves activities that remove or take organization goods out of the organization. For example, we can talk about the distribution to customers, door-to-door delivery, for example, transport planning, those items that need to be transported in various parts of the country or the various parts of the world. You have to look at the routing, the planning. Then at this point, orders are also received and orders are processed. So they are worked on to ensure that they are delivered to the various customers. Now, once the items have been produced and ready for delivery, they go to our next step, the marketing and sales. Now, in the marketing and sales, that's where we see communication with the customers. We want to communicate to the customers that the goods that have been produced are actually going to meet their various needs. At this point, we get customer feedback on the products of goods and services. The marketing and sales has to advertise. It has to do market research on the pricing, channel management to ensure that products reach all parts of the country or the world. And lastly, we'll have the services. These are activities that come after the goods have been sold to the customers, and where we look at things like repair and maintenance, installation at the customer's premises, training the customers how to use the items. So these are the primary activities. However, they have to work with the secondary activities. So that is how we arrive at the Porter's value chain model and how it can help us to create value in the organization. So when the organization will interlink these activities together and coordinate them very well, the organization will be able to achieve its objective of profit maximization, where we have the primary and secondary activities working together. For yet this discussion, and please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.